Hello and welcome to the Vassalize Romeon channel. My name is Michael and today we continue our campaign in Europa Universalis 4. This is the amazing Ante Bellum modification and we are playing as East Rome, as you can see. In this modification, after you finish the mission avenging the massacre, you can actually rename your country to East Rome, interestingly enough. But anyway, oh yes, before we continue, remember to endorse this channel, endorse this content if you enjoy it. That always gives the creators a reason to continue, you know? Anyway, in the last episode we crushed the last remnant of the Turkish domination in Anatolia, a small beylik of Saruhanids in around Erzurum, now it's called Theodosiopolis, as well as we took two provinces of Aklisin and Bayberdov from the Georgians who were guaranteeing the Saruhanids. And that allowed us to take what we needed to take. Now we got lots of claims on the Nizarids. We currently, as far as I remember... Oh, we don't have a peace treaty, so we can do that right away. Except I don't think we'll have enough war score to do that, because damn, these provinces are expensive to take. There is also a Serbian rebellion in Kosovo, which we have to deal with. And we might also want to actually attack Croatians and Venetians and take their possessions in the Balkans. And another thing we certainly might want to do is to take all of these lands in Italy. We have so many claims and so many options, you can't even imagine. But first, let's return our forces back home. This army is Stratos Dithikos, let's send them to Thessaloniki. Then there is the Eastern Army, for some reason in the Balkans, and there must be the King's Army all the way in Bukhara. Oh my lord, this is sort of Alexander the Great's campaign or something. I mean, they went as far east as Alexander, so yeah. Then there's a revolt in Moldavia, sadly. Now let's take a look how our cultural conversions are going on. We want to take some of these development from Nikopol and from Vidin. And now we can convert Nikopol to Romanian culture pretty cheap. And yeah, another thing we certainly want to do is to convert absolutely everything in the Anatolia, at least all the provinces that are of Turkish culture and are a part of our more rather older conquest, because our recent conquests are still having separatism. So, but all the others we can easily, and for pretty damn cheap, we can convert them all to Greek culture. Greek. Seleucia, Greek. I mean, look at how cheap it is, you can't even imagine. Let's convert those that are adjacent to some other provinces. We shall convert as by the adjacency, otherwise it's gonna be just a wee bit more expensive and I don't want to spend any unnecessary points. Now, we can embrace the global trade mode. I would rather prefer for it to spread some more across our territories. And now there's a province of Theodosiopolis, which we can also convert to our culture. Rather not culture, but our religion. Okay, so these rebels in Kosovo are dealt with pretty easily. this eastern army we shall send to Amida right now. And we shall probably create a new army, or at least increase the army size of this army in Italy. So we have 14 infantry regiments in our usual composition, 8 regiments of cavalry and 8 regiments of artillery. So Theodoro wants to well manage, and we shall oblige. Well, we might also want to improve the size of our... Oh wait, probably we shouldn't have done this, because there's probably some sort of mission that would... Or is there? Queen of Cities. Okay, maybe there's none. Whatever. Anyway, we had money for that, so it's not a big deal. You go to here and... okay, they will attack you and they will die. And there we go. These army Stratus Dithicos we shall send to Nissus. This army is in Amida, and the Imperial army itself is going back to Trebizond. We shall actually make our 3-star general, damn. These guys, very damn cool. And when it comes to our provinces, okay, only Theodosiopolis has to be converted. Another thing is we currently have a bit too many points in admin, so we might want to spend some of these points to increase development of our provinces here, say, and here. Global trade is being slowly spread across our nation, but the key word here is slowly, unfortunately, but there's nothing we can do about it. And when it comes to these Serbian provinces, let's see, we can actually revoke some development from those Serbian provinces that were recently annexed into our nation from our vassal of Serbia. And these provinces are pretty damn developed. I mean, on one hand that would give us a lot more money, but on the other hand it will be increasingly more expensive for us to convert them. Okay, will do for now. Okay, now we are losing some money due to the size of our army, and another thing is probably the simple fact... oh, raided coast? Why? Aren't trade node of Constantinople is actually protected by our ships? I thought it is. Probably we shall build some, how it's called, coastal protection batteries. Okay, that will do. As far as I remember, we do have this one. And the era of absolutism doesn't give us any good bonuses to increase the institutional spread, unlike the previous era of, how it's called, religious wars, or what was the name of that era? What is that thing? Reformation it is, yes, Reformation. Anyway, I mean, we can at least mothball these, these, and one in here, probably one in Nicaea as well as one in Arta, Ceres, Castoria, Constantinopolis, Tirnovo, Kosovo, and Belgrade. Okay, now we're getting at least some money. Now we have two options in terms of expansion, or three options. We can go south, southeast, we can go in Italian direction, or we can go in the Balkan direction. And I don't know which one is better, to be honest. Croatia wouldn't want to be our vassal, of course. Okay, instead we can actually attack them. They are allied with Mantua, Lucca, and Florence. Ooh, that's pretty damn good. We can actually vassalize Florence that way. And they even might be... Okay, they are not an elector, but we can vassalize Florence if we say... Okay, if we make them a belligerent then. Or maybe we won't be able to vassalize them, they're pretty damn huge. But we might want to try. Why not? We might want to try. But first we gotta deal with these annoying Neapolitan separatists. That's for sure. Let's send this army to Capitanata. Because they might fire... Or is it just Molise? Okay. These two provinces, so they can fire in both of them. Just as I expected. This institution isn't spreading as fast as I wanted it to. Despite our advancement efforts and all the other efforts, it just isn't spreading as fast. Cultural conversions are going on pretty fast, which is cool. Now let's think about it. I really want to attack the Croatians right now, that's for sure. First, let's deal with these rebels in here. We can even try to provoke them. Maybe, or maybe not. Okay, let's see. Let's invest a couple of points in here. In, say, here as well. In here. We do have two armies in the Balkans. Should be enough to crush these guys, I think. Okay, I'm tired of waiting. So instead of waiting, I'll just do it myself. And no more annoying rebellions in here. Okay, two armies in the Balkans we currently have. Let's send this one to Sirmia and this one to Belgrade. And we shall just go in and attack them. Because why the hell no? We can afford that. We can even afford to send this fleet to here right away to blockade the Lucans and Florentians and everyone else. Now we go to here, we go for this. Okay, if we co-belligerent them, then the Empire would go in, and that's not a good thing. I mean, we theoretically can fight the Empire, but I would prefer not to. Oh yeah, the ships are crushed and even captured. Oh, they managed to escape. interestingly. Now let us pillage what we can pillage in here, and everywhere else. And even in Italy if we can. So, oh, these guys are trying to actually invade our territories in Italy. Not a very smart move on your part, so we are going to wreck you, I hope. Maybe no. They're actually sending absolutely everything they got to here, and our boys can't really escape. Go to Calabria and we shall simply evacuate you from there. Okay, this army got somewhat wrecked. These our positions in Italy are not secure. We have no fortresses there. And neither our forces are strong enough to protect them. But whatever, we shall attack them through the northern Italy. Now, as if I need this core. I certainly don't. I'd rather give it to these small... Who are they actually? They are now a duchy. To this small duchy of Bucks. Or Butch. No idea how it's called properly. Okay, now I'll send you here. And you we shall send to... Mantua, or maybe to Padua, just to stay there and wait. Okay, so we converted quite a lot of Turkish provinces in Anatolia. The time has come to continue doing that. And in Gondor, just look, 5 points. That's ridiculously cheap, if you ask my opinion. Okay. Do they even have siege people? They do have a guy with 2 of them. Now I wonder, would we possibly have enough points to vassalize them? No. Too expensive. Way too expensive. Even if we... Oh wait. Am I gonna have actually a core? There is no core for them. That's interesting. Okay, anyway, I'll ask them to release Modena to Ferrara. But interesting, there is no core. Okay, so now there's a problem. And the problem is that the fact that now we have to actually get a technology. Okay, let's spend once in here. Otherwise we shall wait until we get the institution. This siege is dragging on for so long in Mantua. And this fort is blocking our passage any further south, so we won't be able to get there until we take it. Sicily keeps looting our shores, even despite the fact that we are actually protecting them. I have no idea how it's even going on. Oh, there's Dalmatia, we can actually vassalize them. I'm pretty sure they are not a part of the empire. Oh, except the fact that we actually have some of their territories under our control, so they wouldn't accept that thing. Now let's invest these into stability, since we have spare points. Okay, Mantua is fallen. I think we can actually vassalize them. That'll give us quite a lot of aggressive expansion though. Okay, let's not vassalize them. Instead, we shall just pillage their capital. All of these. Good enough for me. Fine. And now let's deal with what's left of them. Modena is taken. There's quite some stuff to pillage. And so we shall. These Italian cities are incredibly rich. So 28 points, or rather percent. My boys are doing great job sieging these things. We can even help them by sending our fleet to blockade the straits. Also, look at this Savoy. It's huge. They took all of this. They conquered Genoa. Wow, that's interesting. They conquered Genoa and they took their possessions everywhere else. I would really like to vassalize the Sardinians, but because they're a part of the empire, they wouldn't accept that, at least not right away. Lucca is taken. We're going to destroy their fleet and capture some ships. Now Lucca, when it comes to you, I'm going to do the same thing. Pillage your capital. All of these good stuff and give me your money. Great. Now this fleet we can send home, because there's not much... Oh wait, no, there is sense in leaving it here. Once Pisa has fallen, we can actually take something from them. Destroy their fleet and take some of the ships, I hope. And Florence will fall probably now, then the Pisa will fall, and come on, take it, just take it. Why aren't you doing it? Are you dumb? Hey, one of those ships are probably cool. Oh, free stability. Okay, we captured 6 of them. That's absolutely amazing. Now when it comes to you, same thing. Pillage the capital, you return court to Ferrara, give me money, and you pay me reps. There we go. That's a good peace treaty if you ask my opinion. When it comes to these boys, you return these to these, and I'll take all of the provinces and you give me money, and there we go. There we go. There's no more Croatia in existence. And for some reason we are fighting with these guys. Could you imagine? Why can't you get to these ships? Get there and you sail to Calabria. Okay, now we got a bit too many of those points. So we shall invest them in our freshly converted Greek provinces in Anatolia. As well as we invest some of these military points as well. Good. Now we can convert Laranda and Sinop and even Chaldea. Great. The rebels are dealt with. Let's help our allies. Let's send these army to Podrinia. Also, there's a okay, the third army is here. Now all we have to do in order to finish the mission is to take these 3 provinces from the Venetians, and Venetians are friends to Dalmatia, Salzburg, Styria, and Savoy. Oh, that's actually pretty cool. Except the issue is our aggressive expansion in this region is pretty high. So instead of actually fighting people, we might want to send our diplomats to improve relationships with outraged countries. And dear lord, this one is huge. I would actually want to... Okay, now we can do it. Now we core all of these boys. And let's keep these armies around. In terms of the institution, I mean, as always, it's not spreading quite as fast as I would like it to. But we shall wait. Once it gets to, say, I don't know, about 1,000 gold, then I might want to accept it. Oh yes, another thing I want to do is to mothball our forts, because they are a big strain on our economy. These guys are dealt with. Let's send these army here. Also, look at these Transylvanian unit. Looks pretty beautiful if you ask my opinion. Let's wait until they stay somewhere and just take a look at the guy. Pretty damn cool. I mean, compared to ours, which is pretty dull, the one of those guys is pretty cool. Okay, anyway. Agenda of the Diet by Yazid, I don't need that. Karinthos workshop or counting house, oh, we can do that. As a matter of fact, we should do that. As a matter of fact, if you ask my opinion, we shall build some manufactories. Okay, where? I would prefer to build them in the provinces that are already Greek. So Paphlagonia is Greek. Great. Let's build one in here. One in Sofia. And one in Heliopolis. And in Thiva. Great. The more manufacturers we get, the more money we'll get. And money is good. Okay, we got quite a lot of possible rebellions in the future, but we have armies everywhere. So we gotta deal with them easily, I hope. Now let's send these guys to Kilikia and let's actually provoke them into rebellion. Or they might rebel themselves without my involvement, I don't know. Doesn't really matter, we have enough troops to do that anyway. Now let's wait for a month or two and then we shall do it. And so the rebellion just happened and we crushed them. Also we converted quite a lot of our provinces. Now it's turn of Vidin. To Romanian we also converted this thing. Archelaus shall be converted next. And then we can convert to Greek culture 3 provinces here. For pretty damn cheap. I mean, look how cheap it is. You can't even imagine. Ayyubid separatists are in these provinces. We shall send our boys there. And we shall do the same thing. We'll provoke them into an open rebellion. There's the army. Revolt happened at Byzantium. Oh, that was a mistake. Now there's some devastation. Always should wait for the month fatigue before provoking, so that there wouldn't be any month fatigue with them staying there and causing devastation. Always remember that, kids. Small thing, but very important. I mean, except if there's just one province and you situate your troops in there, then it's not a big deal. Okay, dealt with. Now there's Armenian separatist in Mush. I mean, this is a sort of police action, punishment action. We just send an army there. Wait, what? Wait, we provoked somewhere where we shouldn't provoke that. Damn it. Now I provoked the wrong rebels. Now they'll probably be able to get it. Or maybe they'll get there in time. Okay, they'll get there in time. Not a big deal. But that's funny, I indeed provoked the wrong rebels. I wanted to provoke the Armenian guys, but instead I provoked the Croatians. Not a big deal. Also, Galatia is converted. Good stuff. Let's take a look at our institution map mode, and we can revoke this thing from here. No need for that. Otherwise, let's just watch and see. At some point it should be cheap enough for us to just take it. Okay, now it's about the diplomatic power, of course. Now let's invest some of it here, here, and here. Great. We also converted Chaldea. Okay. I would rather lose some stability than Colonia. The Turks are slowly being completely... I know what's going on. What's this cultural conversion? Is it just about them learning the language, or is it about genocide? I have no idea. I mean, it's not stated what is going on when you're converting a culture. I mean, it can be both things at the same time. I know. Okay, let's start to actually convert these boys to Orthodoxy. And another thing we might want to do is to revoke their development. Or exploit their development. So I would rather get a church in Ceres. There we go. Disputed succession, Swabia. I don't care about Swabia. Now there's a possible rebellion in Serbia. Okay, let's provoke it right now. That's a huge rebellion, by the way. And, well, another thing, we might want to vassalize Pannonia. It's 22 plus 10 from royal marriage, plus 10 from trust, and it's gonna be even more than that. Yeah, okay, that's gonna work. So that's gonna be our freshest and newest ally. Our freshest and newest, not ally, but vassal. Let's revoke this guy. And let's take a look at the coalition map mode. I mean, it certainly doesn't look too good. When it comes to you, we shall... Who are they at war with? Moravian conquest of Pax. Anyway. Next we shall... Okay, if you wish. But what I want to do is to marry them and eventually vassalize them. Now, when it comes to these things, just 4 points for conversion. Pretty damn cheap if you ask me. So... we gotta be at war with Moravia at some point if they take any provinces from Pannonia. So also influence them. Because why not? Okay, now we still have too many free points available. Let us actually... wait, before we do that. I mean... okay, let's revoke this edict. And here we shall encourage development instead, and we shall invest our points into this province. That way it will be closer to accepting global trade anyway. Also, we might want to do the same thing in here, encourage development. I mean, these provinces are all now Greek, which means that we can freely invest our points in them. And when it comes to these boys, let's just improve relationships. Oh, we are already at 0 points, so we can just say, okay, we already have guy. I mean, once we get to 100 legitimacy, we can vassalize them. Another thing, we might want to attack the Nizarites right now. I mean, or at least get ready for that in the next episode. Because they are weak. We can easily crush them and, well, we shall take at least as much as these 3 provinces, but in a more perfect world we can take the whole thing in here, but I don't think we'll have enough points to do that. Those provinces cost way too much. But whatever. Okay, just as I thought, they took provinces from these guys. But then again, they'll be my vassals more readily. I mean, they're already ready for that. Now, let's improve the relationships 1 more month. And then we shall just proclaim the guarantee, give them the right of passage, and that way we'll do it faster. And then offer military access. 14th of July. And we are at 197. 23rd of August, and they are our vassals. Next we shall send these guys here, and what we might want to do is to threaten war. They return this thing. Okay, no, they wouldn't accept that. I see. Not a big deal. Not a big deal, as always. Also, our army reformer died. And there's just another one. Okay, so how's going on? Okay, it isn't spreading quite as fast. How expensive it would be for us to take this thing now. 2,000 gold. That's just a wee bit too much for my taste. Oh, damn it. Money factories are still being built. And since we got that, we can continue conversions. Great. And mission fulfilled. Re-establish theme system. Revenge for massacred. Local autonomy above minimum is less than 10%. Okay. Empower state administrative reform national idea by an additional 10% co-creation. And the theme system, national manpower modifier plus 25 and Greek naming will be restored in many of our Turkish provinces. Aren't they already restored? Anyway. What happened? Oh. Nothing happened. Okay, some of these provinces got renamed, even though they were already renamed. Well, weirdly enough, before this one was Laodicea and this was Anatolikon, yet now this one is Anatolikon, this one Laodicea and this one Baris. That's stupid. But whatever. That's a great modification, but there are sometimes small things like this one. I mean, there was, in one of the previous versions, there was a funny issue with a province called, what was the name? This one, Khlokhov. There was like about 4 or 5 provinces that all shared this name. That was so funny. Okay, good. There we go. Now let's go to Dyrrachium. Let's take another look at our aggressive expansion map mode. Okay, it's slowly going down. Let's wait until year 1635 and then we can continue our expansion here. Or alternatively we can start our expansion in the east. Probably we actually should. Then again we might want to return provinces to these boys. What we also might want to do is to vassalize these guys and to make them a duchy of some sort. Okay, this thing again. And in terms of institutional spread, it's not quite there yet. Okay, let's wait until we accept this institution, and afterwards we shall actually... Okay. Like that. Like that. And so this much. And once we accept the institution, we shall finish the episode because it's already quite long. Oh yeah, and the icon of John Climacus. We also need that. And so there is no Bulgarian culture anymore, if I correctly understand. Yeah, no Bulgarian culture at all. A complete genocide. Imagine that. And so we can revoke those edicts here and there. Okay, now it's at 1873. We might invest some of our points here so that this province would get developed faster. Now it's even bigger than Dyrrhachium, even though it's in the mountains. Korab, it is called, I see. Okay, so it ain't even being spread in the mountains though. In the islands, I meant. We lost our Inquisitor. They might be an advisor for increased institutional spread, but we can't wait for that. For now, let's focus on our economy. Oh, there's certainly no need for this edict. Another issue is the fact that I forgot to exploit development in Theodosiopolis when it was the time to actually do that. Anyway, now it appears we can do that in the eastern provinces once again. And that's cool, that's free money for us. Money for nothing. And good money, I have to tell you. Let's take a look at this thing yet again. Okay, now it's actually starting to spread across the islands and everywhere else. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I find some perverted joy in just watching the institution spreading across our nation. That's just stupid, and if one thinks it's pretty dull and boring, but for some reason I find it satisfying. Let's invest some points into here. And into some other islands as well. Okay. So, damn it. Our emperor died. Andronicus VI Angelos is now the emperor. How expensive it is right now. 1600, almost 1700. As I said, once we get to 1000, then we shall actually embrace it. Now let's go for speed 5, and since we are at speed 5, let us give our forces orders to actually drill. You go to Varas, we'll get you another general, drill, and you should drill as well. And now let's just focus on these things. $29, $73, $92. 76, 94, 33, 80, 93. And it's gonna be there pretty damn soon. In most of these provinces. Just have to be a wee bit more patient. With 95 in here, 91, 96. '97. And also while we're doing it, we are slowly losing our aggressive expansion impact, which is also very important. Whatever, I don't care about those guys. They can deal with that themselves, I think. Okay, now it's 1500. And now we can convert Varast to our religion as well. $1,400. Here we can finally revoke this edict from this province. We might want to invest some of these points into here. To say, put it at 10. Something like this. Let's see how it goes further. 96, 94, 97, 92. It's gonna be almost everywhere across the Balkans pretty soon. Some free money. Okay, this one can be revoked as well. Now it's 1200. And Sebaste is converted as well. Okay, now we're starting to lose our innovativeness, which means that that's the time to embrace the global trade and go for the tax. We got both of those, and we even got this thing. Saxon infantry, as well as a new idea slot, and we might want to go for... What should we go for? Thinking about it. Shall we go for influence in order to vassalize enemies more often and more easily? Or shall we go for state governance ideas so that the province war score was even cheaper? Let's go for it. And we are focused on exactly that. We got an unassigned merchant. We have one in Aleppo and Alexandria. We can send one to Crimea. Good. Okay, now it's okay. It's here 1635, which means that our aggressive expansion is at zero almost everywhere in Europe, and we can easily attack the Venetians in the next episode. We shall take probably all of their provinces if we can, as well as Dalmatia. And yeah, why not? That would be cool. That would certainly be cool. Also, our troops got somewhat trained in the meantime. Let's take a look at our army professionalism. Well, still not quite there, but they'll get there at some point. Anyway, I thank you very much for watching. This one was a bit more on the boring side, I understand, but next one will be full of conflict yet again. Well, however it was, I thank you again, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.